Crouse. My motto is, I watch bad movies so you don't have to, and rarely has that been more true as when I watched, no, that should be endured, Jonah Hex, clocking in at a brief 80 minutes. That's only 73 minutes without the end credits. Jonah Hex isn't just painfully short, it's also painful to watch for about 70 of those 73 minutes. The story of a supernatural bounty hunter set on revenge against the man who killed his family is as disfigured as the main character's face. Jonah Hex, as Josh Brolin, wasn't always the pizza-faced Avenger we meet in the movie. Once, he was a war hero, a Confederate soldier whose refusal to obey a direct order from his commander, Quentin Turnbull, played by John Malkovich, seen here grabbing a paycheck, led to the death of Turnbull's son. Drummed out of the military, Hex settles down with his wife and son, settles down, that is, until Turnbull tracks him down and makes him watch his family be killed and then scars his face with a branding iron. Left for dead, he survives, but just barely. He has 1 foot in the human world, 1 foot on the other side, and he can talk to the dead, which is convenient because most everyone around him winds up 6 feet under eventually. His only companions are his horse, his dog, and a courtesan named Lila, played by Megan Fox, who clearly does not judge Jonah's book by its cover. Hex gets his chance at revenge when he's hired by the government to stop Turnbull from using his super weapon to destabilize the government and achieve what the Civil War couldn't, and that is succession. Now, Jonah Hex is silly, but a lot of movies based on comic books are silly. Its sins are way worse than a dose of silliness. It's not just poorly made, it's ineptly made, with little idea of how to tell a story and even less idea of how to stage a cool action scene. There are odd flashes here and there, a surreal resurrection sequence must be seen to be believed, and Jonah does have some cool moves, but by and large it looks cheap and feels incomplete, as though the cutting room floor is littered with all the connective tissue that would have fleshed out the story to something that made a bit more sense. The production company responsible for this mess is called Weed Road, so perhaps it shouldn't be a shock that the story has a drug-induced feel. Josh Brolin brings his real-life swagger to the role and has fun with some of the tongue in what's left of Jonah's cheek lines, but because of the heavy makeup he's wearing, it's often hard to understand exactly what he's saying. Former It Girl Megan Fox brings a tight corset, a wasp waist, and little else to her brief role, and others like Will Arnett and Wes Bentley are given even less to do. The best thing about Jonah Hex is that at 73 minutes, it isn't any longer.
Crouse.